teens, and probably a lot of you guys can relate to them. It's Thursday night, it's 10:30 p.m. I should be getting ready for bed, but instead I'm watching a YouTube video titled How I Got into Stanford and scrolling through LinkedIn to see what internships other teens have. I'm comparing myself to students that built solar-powered medical drones as their passion project. Meanwhile, I'm here trying to figure out how to finish my chem homework without crying. Here's the thing about the Bay. If you know anything about the Bay, you'll know that it's home to Silicon Valley, tech geniuses, academically rigorous schools, and a lot of pressures. You see, we grow up in a place in which academic excellence isn't encouraged, but rather it's expected, where our worth is somehow tied to the sweatshirt we'll wear on decision day. And the thing is, no one even questions it because it's so normalized. But today, I want to dig deeper into this issue. I want to talk about why this obsession with prestige, this never-ending chase for the top, is ruining our youth. Here's the thing about the Bay. It's one of the most academically rigorous and competitive regions in the nation. That's not inherently a bad thing. I mean, people literally move here dreaming of success, right? But somewhere along the way, that so-called dream becomes distorted. Here's how it works. The moment we step into high school, we get handed this checklist. Get a 4.0 GPA, unweighted, obviously. Join 12 clubs. Get leadership in at least 8 of them. Take 14 APs, 16 if preferable. Cure cancer, or at least start your own nonprofit. Oh, and if you don't do all of that while being a nationally ranked debater, a piano prodigy, and a student athlete, well, better luck next year. You see, instead of encouraging kids to learn, we teach them to perform. Instead of exploring who they are, students are molded into what they think colleges want. We glorify burnout, we romanticize stress. Straight A's, not enough. Captain of your team? Better hope you're making your own AI startup at the same time. You see, at some point in my freshman year, my self-esteem was so low that my mental health started to take a spiral. I was constantly comparing myself to all these kids around me, and I was thinking, why am I not doing enough? Why is everyone smarter than me? Why is everyone doing so much more than me? I was surrounded by some of the smartest people I know, and while that inherently wasn't a bad thing, those were the same people that were making me feel like I was dumb for not having my whole life figured out at the age of 15. You see, ever since I was young, I've never been someone who's naturally a good student. I wouldn't consider myself one of those people who are naturally smart, or one of those people that can just ace a test without studying the night prior. I mean, to this day, I still think I'm one of the only Asian kids that can't do math. And that was the kind of stuff that made me feel like I wasn't worth anything. That made me feel like I wasn't as smart as everyone else, or I wasn't as accomplished as everyone else. I was being fully convinced that I wouldn't get into college unless I was taking all the AP classes I could, joining every single extracurricular and club, starting a nonprofit, all of that stuff. And for a while, I actually gave in to that pressure. I started not thinking about what I wanted, but rather only what colleges wanted. I started looking into joining random clubs and organizations I couldn't even pronounce the name of just because I was doing everything to make my transcript look good. I think at some point I had more screen time on LinkedIn than I had on any other app. And I wasn't even doing anything important. I was just researching how people got into UC Berkeley and comparing myself to all of my classmates and everyone my age. But then, I had an understanding. I asked myself, what am I doing? Who am I doing this for? Because I can tell you one thing, it definitely was not for me. And that's the worst part in all of this. we're losing ourselves in the process of something that's supposed to showcase who we are in the first place. When students choose to prioritize prestige over passion, it destroys the whole point of high school. The whole point of high school is to explore new opportunities, figure out what you love, figure out what you enjoy, figure out what you're passionate about doing. Over time, we start becoming robots in this college admissions factory, all working to become carbon copies of the perfect IB admissions candidate. But wait, don't get me wrong. The problem isn't college admissions itself. It's the mindset that people gain from the process. The mindset that your value is somehow tied to your accomplishments and how impressive you can seem on a piece of paper. But wait, I have an idea. What if we redefine success? What if we stop asking each other, what college do you want to get into and what are you doing right now to get to that college? But rather, what life do you want to build? And what do you really care about doing? I know people that loved art but quit because it's useless for their future. I've had people to tell me to quit theater because it doesn't boost my college app. But despite this, I decided to invest and stay doing what I love. Because ultimately, high school is only 4 years. It deserves to be enjoyed, not endured. Let me paint a picture. Imagine a world where high school students are excited to learn, where they can pursue their interests and passions without fear of judgment, where we value students for who they actually are and not just how impressive they seem and their accomplishments. That's the world we should seek to achieve, and it starts with one simple decision: passion over prestige. We obviously can't control the college system, but what we can control is how we live through that system. So, I have a quick message out here to everyone sitting in this crowd. Firstly, to all the parents out here, listen, I know you want the best for your kids. I know you believe in the potential of your kids. All I'm asking is for you to not let that potential grow into pressure. The best things in life come out of passion and love. And now, to all of my fellow students, listen, I get it. I've been in the same exact shoes. I know that the pressure is real, but so are your passions, so are your interests, so are your dreams, so is your life. At the end of the day, no college acceptance is going to replace the memories you make doing what you love and the people you love doing it with. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't work hard to get into college. I'm not saying don't be motivated in high school and do the best to your ability. All I'm saying is that it's not worth throwing your 4 years away for. And if you don't know what you want to do for the rest of your life yet, you're not behind, you're just 16. So, if you've literally been asleep this entire TED Talk and you haven't listened to a word I say, and you just need one message to take out of this, let it be this, okay? So here's my message from one student to everyone watching this right now. Stop living for your transcript. Stop living for college. Stop living for prestige. Instead, live for your dreams. Live for your interests. Live for what you truly love and enjoy and care about doing. Live for yourself. Thank you.